Welcome back, and looking strong for the mid-cap end of the market. A nice gain of close to 1%. GMR Infra, Rallis India, something like a JK Paper, as well as Coforge, Ipca Labs and Emphasis, they're all abuzz in trade this morning. But let's find out how things are shaping up at the company Medicure. We've got Himanshu Baid, who's Managing Director, joining in on the show. Good to have you on board. Now, the last time we connected, that was for the launch of the Dializers. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the response has been to date?
So we have already launched our indigenous dialysis machine in India. We have also launched the Dializers, which we launched a few years ago, which were Make in India, part of the import substitution program. And we are getting good response, and industry is growing at 10 to 12% rate. And today we hold around 6 to 7 market share in this category.
So under the PLS scheme, how will this work for you?
See, PLI, I think the bigger challenge in PLI today is the imports which are coming from China and probably which were unregulated, and regulation has just kicked in into India in last few months. And some products will be finally regulated by 1st October 2023. So we have been, requesting the government to at least put some quality control orders on products coming from China to check the quality of products, because we see a lot of dumping happening right now, and because the duty is low, and also the quality is probably not even checked at many occasions.
What is the market size is what I'm perhaps trying to understand from you.
The market size for dialysis category is currently around 1200 to 1400 crores, and it grows at 10 to 12%. Around 250,000 to 270,000 patients are currently on dialysis, active dialysis, which is very, very low today. And I think with the dialysis program which government had launched a couple of years ago, I think every district will have dialysis centers, which is currently under implementation. So as and when this kind of exercise completes, then we will see the industry growing at maybe around 20-25%.
So what is your plan going forward? Because in the last few years, you've more than doubled your hospital coverage from 3,000 hospitals, as I see in FY16, to about almost 6,500 hospitals now in FY23. Where do you plan to take it up to next?
So I think the plan is to again double up, in next 3 to 4 years. So we are adding more people on the ground. So India is around 20,000 hospitals, over 50 beds. So our plan is to cover at least 50% of the total bed strength in India by next 2 to 3 years. And maybe end of 5 years, we should be around 60 to 70% of the hospitals.
Okay. Because of this entire restructuring, or I would say repositioning of the dialysis equipment or units, what could be the average price drop?
See, currently dialysis treatment ranges from between 1100 to 1,200 rupees to around 3,000 rupees, depending on the center and number of reuse. Because in India, we still have a reuse market, which is not very much controlled today. So in some centers, there is few times reuse to around 7 to 8 times reuse. So probably that is something we need to control to improve the patient outcomes. And somehow we are one of the few countries which reuses the product. Many countries around the world, there is only a single use for consumables. But that is going to change as time progresses, as we improve our clinical outcomes. And that will also increase the penetration in the market for homegrown dialysis products.
Do you also see a situation where global companies who currently have a dominant market share here in supply of dialysis machines, they could also bring prices down, and that in a sense is good for patients, good for everybody, but not good for you?
No, I think competition is always welcome, and I think when we see good technology coming to India, I think everybody will benefit. And I think so far multinational and overseas companies have brought in good technology in the country. So I think I'll definitely give it to them. But I think as Indian manufacturing catches up, I think we'll be able to manufacture good quality equipment in India. And I think government is already pushing, or recently a new R&D policy has been announced by Government of India with an outlay of 5,000 crores for pharma and medtech sector. So I think that with that kind of policy support, we will see, even the equipment industry growing at a good pace in India in the next 5 to 10 years, and with world-class manufacturing coming to the country.
Sure. Himanshu, the other thing I wanted to understand is, from what we understand, you're continuously adding more products as well to the pipeline. Tell us a little bit more. What's next?
Well, I think we have made an announcement about critical care business, and I think that's a new division we are adding. And here we'll be probably, putting more products. We'll be using intensive care units. Currently, our products are used in OT and also maybe in hospital wards, but we were very thinly present in the intensive care units. So there, the products become more critical, and the usage is longer on patients sometimes. So we are trying to develop that category of products, and this will be launching in next few months.
Okay. So what about your ongoing capex? Is it going to push your revenue and margins in FY24 and beyond? I mean, could you give us any sort of guidance?
So the guidance for this year is already 20% revenue growth for FY24, and guidance for margins is over 25% EBITDA. That's what we are trying to maintain. And first quarter, we have already seen we have done 27 plus percent EBITDA. So we continue to grow in the same trajectory and with same set of margins, because the prices have stabilized for raw materials, and even the supply chain is kind of stabilized. So all this will help us to maintain the margin, maintain the growth rate.
Fair enough. So you're looking to maintain the growth rate, but let's also understand what that 170 crore rupee net cash that the company currently is sitting on is going to be utilized towards. Is it going to be perhaps inorganic investment plans?
So definitely we are on a lookout for new technologies. I think in this industry, in medtech, always is all about technology. So we continue to explore possibilities and expand. So our factory in Italy, where we make oncology products, we're expanding that capacity there. And also we are on lookout for technologies which are adjacent to drug delivery or to oncology delivery, and something which we will always be watching out for.
Appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining in and giving us a view as to how business is shaping up. Tell you what, it's time for a very short breather. Come right back. We tell you about all the newsmakers and stocks that are in the spotlight. Don't go anywhere.